Jane, talk to us a little bit about this new workout book of yours. Tell us what's new, what we're going to find that we haven't found in the Fonda workout before.
In my first book, I didn't talk about dieting at all, and barely touched on the question of nutrition. And in the almost 5.5 years since I wrote that first book, I've had so many people ask me, you know, what's the best way to diet, and what do you do? And I've been working with a nutrition expert over the years. And so I decided to write a book about it, and also to incorporate some of the new information that we've gotten about exercise, aerobic exercise in particular.
I'm very interested to learn that almost all the money that you make with these tapes and books of yours does not go into Jane Fonda's pocketbook. It goes into political causes, causes that you're involved with your husband, Tom Hayden. Why so? Well,
I started the workout in the very beginning for two reasons. One is because I care about health and fitness. I'd learned quite a bit about it and wanted to communicate what I knew. And secondly, as a way to generate money for some of the causes and issues that I believe in: women's rights, environmental issues, our children's camp, and so forth. And so that's where the money has gone. We have a whole theater. It's a performing arts camp, and it's the Michael Jackson Theater, because on one of my workout records, the song that he donated, all the money from that went to build the theater. And I feel very proud about how the money has been used and what it goes for.
Can you give me a little thumbnail sketch of what you're advocating now in your weight loss program? You don't want us to have sugars. You don't want us to have much caffeine or alcohol.
But you know what else I don't want us to have? I don't want us to crash diet and fast, cut back too radically. You know, we're all so desirous of immediate results. Oh, I got 2 weeks and I got to lose 10 pounds. Bull. Because what happens, it's not only not healthy, but it's counterproductive. When you cut calories very radically and very fast, the body is saying, uh-oh, I'm being starved. I'm going to hang on to my fat stores and use the muscle tissue for energy. So you lose muscle. What does that mean? It means your metabolism is dropping, which means that when you come off the diet, which inevitably you're going to do, all the weight you gain is going to be in the form of fat. And you're going to have more problems after the diet than you did before. The only way to productively and effectively lose weight is to do it gradually with a well-balanced diet, very gradually cutting calories, and combine it with exercise. And I try to explain why that is true, because I think most people are like me. If I really understand the whys and wherefores, I'll be more motivated to do it right.
I noticed as I started the book, Jane, that right in the beginning you talk about finding, I think it was your sister's writing on a notebook, June is busting out all over. You read it as Jane is busting out all over.
Right.
And you said in the New York, I guess in the New York Times someplace, had you weighed years ago what you weigh now, you would have been frantic.
Right.
And you openly speak about bulimia.
Yeah. I have a whole chapter in the book about bulimia. Now, I think one of the wonderful things about exercise is that when you become strong and when you develop muscle and when you feel fit, you like yourself better. Bigger, you like yourself better. You know, the workout is filled with women who ain't skinny, and they're beautiful and they like themselves, and the flesh that they have, substantial though it may be, is firm and toned and proportioned.
Well, then who or what got Jane Fonda to like herself better? Because if she didn't like herself too much, she should have come to all the Americans who loved her. We could have told you that.
That's
but
nice.
What got you to change to like you, or whatever it took?
Well, I don't want to simplify it. I mean, change and growth is a complex process, I guess. But there's no question that that in terms of how I felt about the physical me, becoming healthy, coming to terms with who I am and what is appropriate for me, an appropriate body weight, as opposed to striving for some image that has nothing to do with what I am ever going to be, was very important to me, and it happened because I exercised and learned to eat properly.
Were you guided by anyone in particular? Directed by anybody?
Not in the beginning. Because back when I started out, women literally were not supposed to sweat. You didn't sweat. There were no workouts. There was dance class, there was ballet. That was about as rugged as I could get. Now, of course, it's very different, and we've learned the value of a strenuous workout. So it took me a while to discover that. Although I knew since the time I began to act and tried to find ways to maintain a stable body weight, that when I danced, which was my form of exercise, not only was it easier for me to control my weight, but I felt better. I just, my mood stabilized, I could sleep more soundly. All different things happened in my life as a result of that. I didn't understand why, now I do. And I've tried to communicate it.
We are all, I'm sure, many people play different roles. I know I myself, deep down I think I'm probably a father first. I probably should be a husband first, but I'm a father first. You are so many things: politician, actress, mother, wife, daughter, sister. Is there any one identity that is mainly Jane Fonda, or are you really a conglomerate of all these identities?
Well, yeah, I mean, aren't we? We're a conglomeration of things, is what makes us what we are. But everything can be going wonderfully in every arena. But if there's problems with my kids, if they're mad at me, or I feel that I failed them, the rest doesn't matter. And I think that's what you mean when you say you're a father first. I mean, it's ultimately we know that that's our main responsibility, is to bring our kids up well. And if we feel we're not doing a good job, it doesn't matter. Money, success, fame, workouts, doesn't matter.
Have you faced crossroads where it's fame, actress, career over here, but a child needs you over here, and which way should I go? This is a great opportunity, but that kid is in a school play, or that child needs me?
Yeah, I have, and I haven't always made the right decisions in the past. And I mean, my kids are great, and I don't take much credit for it, but because of past inadequacies as a mother, what I feel are inadequacies, I think that I've learned how to be a better mother. I go to my son's plays. I take my daughter to school. I go to parents' weekends at Brown University. I see my son's, he's in the Babe Ruth League. We're here on a family vacation, baseball vacation. It's called male bonding. My husband is bringing Troy, my son, to all the big, great fields and to Cooperstown Hall of Fame, and I wasn't going to be left out. Although there's a lot, I'm about to start a new videotape, a low-impact video, but I was not going to have this happen to my son and not have Mom be part of that memory.
That's nice. Has there ever been in your life, Jane, a woman mentor, a guide, a famous, not famous, makes no difference, a mother, a sister, anybody, who really was a very special person in shaping you? No,
there has not been a mentor. I think I probably would be very different if there had been, and I wish there were. Although I can't pretend to be a friend of hers or know her well, I learned a lot from Katharine Hepburn on Golden Pond. But I haven't been, growing up, I have not been very close to women.
There is a scene which I think most all Americans know about or would want to hear about, and that was the night that your father won the Oscar for On Golden Pond, and he was home watching television. Can you give us a little bit of a feeling of what that was like?
Yeah, we brought the trophy home to him. And it was probably, next to actually making the movie, one of the happiest moments of my life. And we knew that he was dying, and he knew it. And so to have, given the length of the breadth of his career and the number of great films that he made, how wonderful it was that at the end of his life, he got it. He got the award, you know. It meant a tremendous amount to him. So it was like a culmination of everything, family, career, for a movie that he really loved.
Acting with him in that film?
No. No. I mean, every experience is different. I've played parts that I loved more. But in terms of, you know, I use the word culmination, in terms of everything coming together, that was a unique experience. I mean, New York crews are real jaded. Every guy on that crew and every woman Look at, they all perk up their heads. Every woman and every man on the crew knew that what we were doing was special. Even the loons, you know, loons are very private animals. They would swim right up to the edge of the water as though they were saying, hey, well, this is magic, we want to be part of this. Everything was magic.
Any movies in the works for Jane Fonda?
I have a movie coming out at Christmas called The Morning After, a love story with Jeff Bridges.
Whoever he might be.
Whoever he might be.
So,
great actor, wonderful actor.
Some of us, though, like me, we don't see the man in the scenes, Jane. We see ourselves. Jane Fonda, we thank you so very much for giving us. Well, that was interesting, as was the other one. Yes, well, we have more to talk about at your next appointment. Thank you, Jane Fonda.